I got interested in the stock market in a strange way, but my parents always hosted a Friday night dinner for our family. One night, two of my uncles were talking about the stock market, and one of them said he made $2,000 in the market that week. Well, this is 1953. $2,000 is a lot of money today, but it was an extremely large amount of money then, probably like 12 to 14 times that. So the equivalent of making $25,000 today in a week. So my ears perked up and I said, how'd you do this? We bought some stock. What is a stock? They tried to explain it to me. My father knew a little bit about it, but not much. I got more interested in it, so I went to the library at Southwest High School in Kansas City, and there were no books on it. So I go downtown to the library down there and ask the librarian, do you have any books for young people on the stock market? And she said, no, all the books are over there. So I go over and look in the economic section and the business section, and they're all textbooks written in the 1930s and 40s. Nothing new, and had no clue what they were reading. I talked to people in the neighborhood. One lawyer knew about the stock market, so he explained it to me a little bit better. Then my father was going down to see his broker, and he took me down. I had $500. I wanted to invest $250 or $300 in the stock market. So he gave me a couple of recommendations, and I bought some stock in two companies. And fortunately, both stocks went up. And one of them doubled within 6 months. And I couldn't believe I invested $120, and all of a sudden, between dividends and the stock, it's worth almost $250. And I said, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. When I went to college, I majored in banking and finance at University of Missouri. I wrote a paper on gold, and I got an F on the paper because I said gold price will go up. And I got an F because it could never happen. Within a couple of weeks, price of gold jumped, went from $34.50 to about $37. I went to see my professors the next day, took the article in because some of them hadn't seen it, and they said, well, that was an aberration. It can't happen again. So I said, okay, I think it will. And 6 or 8 weeks later, it happened again. The price of gold went to $42. When I became a stockbroker, I promoted gold and silver stocks and uranium stocks to a lot of my clients that were not on the EF Hutton list. But because of my knowledge on it, I got permission from Hutton to allow my clients to buy these. My professors and some of my teachers who I talked to, and also my clients, had put this silver away, and they were making 20, 30, and 40 times their money on an investment that they thought they'd never make any money on. So that spread the word. Business just kept growing exponentially, and it really paid off in the long run. After I went through my training with the F. Hutton in New York for 6 months, came back to Kansas City, I opened up almost 55 accounts in the first 2 months. And I thought, wow, this is really easy. The parents of some of my friends were giving me $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 to invest. And it just kind of took off from there. And then I kind of hit a wall again, and a friend of mine in New York said, are you having a hard time? I said, yeah, I really am. I don't know what to do. He sent me a book, Telephone Techniques, about calling people on the phone. So I started cold calling. Back then you could do it. Today it's hard to do cold calling. But I talked to thousands of people over a course of 10 or 15 years. By the time I left the brokerage firm to go help my father-in-law in his business, I had built up and I had several thousand accounts, of which 800 or 900 of them were very active. So I built a nice business. I took care of my clients, and I always believed in under-promising and over-performing. When we sold our family business, we took the new owners down to our regional bank that we were dealing with and introduced them. I had known the chairman of the board and his family for a number of years. He offered me a job, come down and work in the bank. And I said, I have no interest in working in a bank. I want to go back in the brokerage business. So after a period of discussions, I ended up going to the bank. I started off as a vice president. Within a matter of a year, I was senior vice president, running their research department as well as their trading department. And I had the second largest book of business with 330 clients. I'm supposed to meet with them 4 times a year. So that's like 1,300 meetings, plus meeting with people in the bank on an ongoing basis. Got to the place where I felt like I wasn't doing a good job taking care of the clients, but they were all happy with us because I was doing a good job with buying stocks and bonds and trading their accounts. Not really trading them, but moving out of stocks that looked like they were high. Some of my clients kept saying, why don't you start your own business? And after a while, I decided to start my own business because I felt like I didn't want a big company. I wanted something that was a boutique type of a company that I could really serve these clients better by personal relationship with them and building the accounts that they wanted with stocks that we liked.